Greetings and the compliments of the season. I thank the chemistry department for the opportunity given to me to address the students and to inspire them. Today, October the 15th, is celebrated as World Students' Day as a mark of respect to our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who was born on the same day in the year 1931. He was a real inspiration to the students of all discipline, and he was the one who made a window open in the minds of the students to visualize their future in the form of dream. The aim of education is self-realization. It is a process in which the possibilities of self are to be developed. But these possibilities are for evil as well as for good. The purpose of education must be to foster the good potentialities of the self and to stunt the evil. As we have started linking education and employability, we have completely given up the invisible and intricate functioning of certain important qualities. The day will come when all the institutions will revamp their curriculum to de-link the employability and education so that they can make good human beings. The conditions necessary for the taught, the student or the aspirant are: first, the purity; secondly, the real thirst after knowledge; and thirdly, constant perseverance in attaining the fullness of knowledge. Impure soul can achieve nothing. Purity has to be found in thought, speech, and action. Attaining the knowledge is a continual struggle, a constant fight, and an unremitting grappling with our own lower nature, till our own higher nature, which is veiled in us, is unveiled and realized. This philosophy has been shared by many great men who lived in our country. One of the techniques to improve the good self of one is visualization. You will become what you imagine. None of us can get anything other than what we fix our hearts upon. Education is a process in which there are always two poles, an active and a passive. At a school, the teacher is obviously at the active pole, the people at the passive. The teacher is set to educate, the people to be educated. Though the people is said to be passive, it does not follow that he is necessarily idle or that he does nothing. In the two words, employer and employee, we have a similar distinction. So far as employing is concerned, the employer is active and the employee is passive. Though, so far as work is concerned, the employer may sit in an office and do very little while the employee may be carting coals all the day. So far as education is concerned, the teacher is active and may be called the educator. The pupil is passive and might be called educate, but it is better named the educand. The progress of a really good pupil through an educational system is a process of gradually eliminating the need for an external educator. In other words, he or she uses the teacher as a means to aid in educating himself or herself. At the early stages, the teacher directs the whole of the activities of the pupil. At the final stage, the pupil should direct his own activities and use the teacher as a means of using these activities to the best advantage. Many boys have become self-educators long before their schools, long before their school days are over, while very many do not reach this stage at all, even at the university level. We are born into the world with a memory and a potential of a certain degree of retentiveness and the power of recall, and with that memory we must go through the world making the best use of it that we can. We may use it wisely or foolishly, and for this we are responsible, but we have only that one potential to use. We cannot improve its intrinsic quality. What is a study? It is to apply our minds to what is going on around us in order to learn how to behave ourselves intelligently in relation to those surroundings. We should not suppose that study is confined to books, to a stimulus, responding in a natural way or in an impulsive way is wrong approach. This is where we find the difference between educated and uneducated. The real teacher is the one who is able to convert the appreciation, that is the student appreciating a concept, into assimilation, and facts into faculties. He should also know the difference between knowledge acquisition and knowledge construction. In acquisition, we depend largely upon memory. In construction, we depend more upon reason. The real teacher also knows to withdraw himself from the students, to make the students self-sufficient and making them able to get the instruction from the self-effulgent, all-knowing their own soul. We come to maturity with a little preparation for the pressures of experience, as a bookworm asked to do a ballot. Our trouble is not ignorance, but inaction. Our trouble is we depend more upon the words, but not on the thoughts. Bernard Shaw said, if you teach a man anything, he will never learn. So it is better to develop a self-learning, self-evolving and self-constructing behavior. You and I are standing this very second at the meeting place of two entities, the vast past that has endured forever and the future that is plunging on the last syllable of the recorded time. Let us make the best use of the time. Let us learn to live the present to make the future happiest and meaningful. Let us be true to ourselves and to all the things that we are provided with. As Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Let us make use of the present time. It is not our business to see the thing which dimly appears at a long distance, but to do the thing which is very clear at our hand. So, my dear student friends, lead kindly light, let us pray. Lead kindly light, keep thou my feet. I do not ask to see the distant scene, one step enough for me. So let us make use of all the opportunities at present, today, now, this time, so that our tomorrow will be happy and it will be meaningful for all the human beings. God bless you. All the best.